All right, so now it's time for our next presenters. So let me introduce you Olivier Mougin from Renault, who's head of the PLM group, of the PLM, project, and Ahmed LGUAOUZI, head of marketing and NetVibes. And I think Ahmed will start on the scene. Good job.
Good morning, everyone. So just to answer your question, we have a breakout session from engineers who manufacturing with Naeem this afternoon, I think. Or tomorrow, I think. So do not hesitate to attend that session. So I'm very happy to be here with you and see all of our users, Innovia users, and we have more and more Innovia users that are NetVibes users. So I'm from NetVibes brand, and I didn't want to start with a slide where we talk about the volume of data and that we are all now talking about zettabyte. So I wanted to share with you something else. And in our personal life, we are used actually to use data-driven application in our smartphone to travel, to buy things, to work out, to eat healthier, and to sleep well. And I wanted to take one example, which is Waze. Actually, the value of Waze is not to give you direction from A to B in general. You can actually use a paper map to do that, if we do not forget about how to use it, or any other GPS-based application can do that. The true value of Waze is to give you direction, the best route for you right now. And it's actually doing that because they are using the context. Context is key. They are using the context. It's not only based on GPS-based data, traffic data, weather data, police control data, and actually we call that kind of application context-aware apps. By the way, it's actually the same thing for Netflix. 80% of what we watch in Netflix, it's what Netflix recommend based on the context. So the context is key. The second message that I want to share with you is that this is not new. Using data and analytics in context is not new for a human being, because if you stop by the Churchill War Room Museum in London, the bunker that was used to direct the defense during the war, you will discover a room that we call map room that is actually the whole walls are covered by data visualization that was handcrafted. But all the data was actually contextualized with the maps. So here also the context, the data in context and analytics in context was used and used to drive key decisions in a critical mission. So let's get back to our topic today. I think that when in our daily work, we try to answer, we spend our time to try to answer some questions. For example, what are the top 3 most important tasks that I have to spend time on today? Or for example, when we are managing change management, what are the most impacting change requests that need immediate attention? Or for example, when I'm a designer, how can I make sure that my design is in line with the sustainability goals that are defined by the Chief Sustainability Officer? And our job at NetVibes is to help you mobilize all the data that you have, put them in context to help you take the right decisions. So actually, it's the last slide. Sorry. I thought that it was the old version. So I wanted to share with you 3 customer examples that we have, and that showcase that importance to have context. So I will start with L&T, which is a big EPC customer in India. They are building plants, and actually offshore plants, and actually a plant, it's more than 1.5 billion objects to manufacture over a period of 18 months. And with 300,000 tasks to manage. So they are using our solution to orchestrate the execution of their capital project. But they are not only using this, the solution for them, but also to change the way they interact with their customers. And to do that, we are able to enrich the virtual twin of the plants with all the data that is coming from the macro processes that they have to manage, from engineering, manufacturing, procurement, and supply chain, and their suppliers. And the most highlight that I wanted to put there is that actually the solution is not only used by their top management or the program management. It's used by everyone at every level of the organization. The second example that I wanted to share with you is how we help our customers to enforce the sustainability goals that they have. So we provide solution to every designer to take the right decision when he's designing his part and assess if he's doing the right thing in line with the sustainability goals that they have. And the last example that I want to share with you is what we do with a French defense customer. We are helping them, actually, it's a customer still. We are helping them to improve the availability of their aircrafts, fighters. And to do that, we are capturing billions of records and events generated by the product in use, so by the aircraft in use, and projecting all that data in the exact virtual twin of that exact aircraft. So doing that, we are helping them to do maintenance predictive maintenance, sorry. But we are going beyond that. We are helping them to learn from that product in use data to improve the future generation of their aircrafts. And at NetVibes, we are providing what we call context-aware solutions. So you saw the slide this morning. I think that you remember the virtual twin experience. Who do remember the presentation of Stefan and Morgan about it? Can you just raise the hand? Philip, you were not there, Philip. Just a quick reminder is that the fact that we have three main ingredients for success: the model of your product, plant, company. It can be a process also. The real-world data that is actually enriching that model, and the collaboration in the same place. But I wanted to share with you this, is that we are delivering that virtual twin experience thanks to the platform. The platform with hundreds of applications that help you model the product, the system, and the process, simulate that model, collaborate around that model, but at NetVibes, we're providing the data intelligence part of in the same platform. And actually, this makes us unique. Why? Because we are providing integrated, actionable insights. Integrated or connected, because actually they are infused in the process that you are running. When you are designing a part, you have the data intelligence to take the right decision. When you are doing the change management process or board, you're preparing your board, you have the data in context in the same platform. And they are actionable because having the insight is not the end of the story. Having the insight is there to help you take the informed decisions. And you have all the collaborative apps and services inside the platform to take that decision, track that decision, and collaborate on that decision. So at NetVibes, we integrate data, decisions, and operations in the same place. And how we do that? So we start by bringing data together, so real-world data, IoT, CRM, ERP, but also virtual data. which is PLM, mod sim, for example. But doing that is not enough. Having a kind of data lake is not enough. Having all the data in the same place is not enough. You have to apply industry ontology to understand the data, to map it to the model, and actually to transform all that data to knowledge, because we understand the relationship between your data and the model that you are trying to, that you are using to operate. So having a data lake is not enough. You have to understand the data. And we can do that because we have the industry knowledge. And then we apply artificial AI, like everyone, but with the knowledge and know-how inside to deliver context-aware user experiences to our users, to you. So this is how we do it. And I wanted to just make sure that you keep that in mind. We are unique because actually we are providing solutions that are PLM-aware. So we talk about EBOM, MBOM, effectivity, configurability. PLM is complex, so we have our solution. We have that built in our solutions. We are 3D aware because we are not only using data to project on the 3D, but we are also using the 3D to navigate the data. So it's a bi-direction interaction. All of that in the 3D experience platform because collaboration is key. If you have a decision and you send an email or have that in an Excel file, it's not the right way to do. You have to collaborate on your decision using a platform, collaborative platform. And the technology behind that is key because we are having a unique technology that combines search analytics. So we are going from full text search to NLP to advanced faceting to analytics with that PLM built in, with a graph technology that is actually a must-have if you would like to understand the deeply connected data that we can have in a product structure, for example. So we have that built in. All of that in a low-code, no-code environment, from data ingestion, processing until the data visualization. So you can learn, speak with data, decide with data, and win with data, and with NetVibes that have not only the data to manage, but how to transform that data to knowledge and know-how that is actually contextualized to your environment and process model. And for that, I would like to invite Olivier that he will show us virtual twin experience in action at Renault. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Okay, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so I will talk about our transformation program named Renaulution Virtual Twin in Renault. So before talking about virtual twin, let's have some words about Renault. So Renault Group is part of an alliance with Nissan and Mitsubishi, and it's a great opportunity to make synergies in terms of platform, common powertrain or batteries. Together, we are one of the top players in terms of volume in the world. The Renault Group is 46 billion euro revenue and 2 million selling in 2022, 2 million cars. We have about 150 entities in 39 countries and 40 plants. Employees, 150,000 people. The Renault Group is made of 4 brands. Renault, la nouvelle vague, bringing modernity to the European market, les voitures à vivre, for those who remember. Dacia, we call it smart buy, affordable cars, one of the best growth in the automotive market. Alpine, you can see in Formula One, our forefront brand for innovation in exclusive sport cars, soon exclusive EV cars. And Mobilize, a new brand dedicated to mobility and energy services. And Renault is a pioneer in terms of EV. We have more than 11 cars dedicated to EV, 3 LCVs, and 8 passenger cars. and our CMF-EV platform that we built together with Nissan in 2025 will represent 700,000 cars. We have a strategic plan we call Renaulution, and the main objective of this strategic plan is to switch from a volume strategy to a value creation strategy. And this plan was launched in 2020 with 3 phases. The first one is resurrection, to restore profit. The second one is called Renaulution. You will soon see in the street the new R5 or the R4. It's coming from renovation phase. And the last one is called revolution. And one of the objectives of this revolution phase is to switch from a car company using tech to a tech company making car. And if you want to be a tech company, you have to be at the edge, at the top companies in terms of digital strategy. It is key. And if you want to put on the first value your digital strategy, you have to be at the best level in terms of virtual twin. This is why our program is called Renaulution Virtual Twin. So first, one word about the partnership between Renault and Dassault Systèmes. It's a 20 years story, journey. Two steps. First, 2010, we launched a huge transformation called the New PDM, and we were the first world player in V6 technology, the first step before 3D experience. And last year, in 2021, we decided a new step with a very large, you can see this, the large adoption of the 3D experience platform in the cloud for a player like us in Renault. So why this transformation? As you know, the automotive market is facing major change. The switch to EV and to switch to new energy, the exponential growth of complexity due to systems and software, and an always higher level of regulation and compliance constraints. This is why we decided to invest in a strong backbone to manage upstream data. And this backbone, we want it to be collaborative, and it is built around 3 pillars. The first is robust, agile, and product process design. I will go further in this point. The second one is transformation in system and software. And last pillar is collaboration and data. Another objective of this program is to suppress silos and to switch from an engineering PLM, engineering to a cross-company virtual twin with the access of data coming from all business lines. It can be process, costing, purchasing, quality, after sales, styling, etc. We expect a lot of value of our transformation, cost reduction due to less expensive prototype, more simulation, less physical testing, improve the quality of the design to be right first time, to solve the problem in the digital phase and not in the physical phase, and to contribute to time to market with a big reduction of project lead times. So now we are going to see some example of some value stream on our 3 pillars, each on each pillar. First pillar, product and process design. So designing a car is a 4-year journey, and half of this time is full digital. And then come the first prototype, physical prototype, with huge investment in tooling. And each problem you can solve in the first part of this journey is a huge save of money and time. So we have many initiatives. I will talk about one of them called the 3D for All. Today in our current system, if you want to see the 3D representation of the virtual twin, you have to be a CAD or CATIA specialist with a dedicated workstation. And if you are not, you have to ask the specialist to give you a screenshot to put it in your PowerPoint. So the idea of this first phase, already deployed to all our cars, is to give this access to any person, any project team members. All the group range is already available, and we train 5,000 people. Let's see this in a short video. So you are here in the platform. You can see that you have all your basics. So the new Mega Anytech, all the basic 3D functionalities are here. You can see here sectioning. If you want to get your context, you can use 6W tags. And here you can see our CMFEV platform. From a part, each part, you can have access of data coming from any legacy. It can be purchasing, costing. Here, it's here I can see in which family this part, and if I want to see the official weight of the part, which is not yet managed in the platform, you can have access from this widget. From the same environment, we can have access to the issues with a set of functionalities. We can be switch by business line. Some pre-visualization of the issues, or highlight of impacted part. A Kanban view of our backlog. And the realistic rendering view from 3D site is coming from same data. So this was the first pillar. Second pillar, transformation in software and systems. Okay, so in car industry, if you don't have a strong system and software engineering with a robust configuration management, you cannot face the new complexity of our industry. And you cannot ensure the regulation compliancy and traceability from requirement to validation and certification. And when you have a strong system engineering, you can make system and inter-system validation. And this is one of the value stream on this pillar. And let's see a video about Katia Scanner.
Our products become more and more complex with connected, autonomous and electrified vehicles.
At Dassault Systèmes, we develop industry solutions for advanced driver assistance system and autonomous driving development. With Renault, we have a common goal to engineer autonomous systems that will be free of bugs when the real vehicle hit the road. We are partnering with AV Simulation to run massive simulation of autonomous driving scenarios on the cloud.
AV Simulation builds the most advanced driving simulators. We ensure that human factors and safety are the heart of tomorrow's mobility solutions. We also develop Scanner, which is the most complete driving simulation and validation software, thanks to its headlights, sensors, traffic, compute, and explore features. We allow mobility players to drive millions of realistic virtual miles to reach first time right. Scanner, seamless integration with a 3D experience platform, is a game changer towards digital transformation.
Renault and Alliance team are using Scanner to support vehicle-level simulation activities. The workflows based on Scanner enforce a digital thread, using and reusing scenarios as well as running the different type of vehicle models. It is used in an agile process for verification and validation with digital and immersive platforms at any phase of the project. Scanner, together with Scatia and the 3D Experience platform, is the foundation of the compliance of the Renault vehicle digital twin. It creates traceability to run baseline simulation.
The digital chain, based on Scanner as orchestrator and 3D experience for virtual twin management, is key to design and validate complex systems by simulation. To shift the effort to early development phases with digital, to reduce prototypes by more than 50% in cost, and to reduce lead time. And finally, to improve quality of the design and validation for complex systems.
Last pillar of our transformation, collaboration and data. So once again, we have many initiatives. I could have talked about raw management, but Morgan talked about what we are doing together this morning. I will talk about what we call extended virtual twin and digital war room, which is one of example of what we do in terms of collaboration and data. So what is extended virtual twin? It's a tool based on NetVibe technology. And the objective is to create a dashboard, we call it data perspective, mixing on one side data coming from all our legacy and indexing in the platform, and on the other side, the platform data, including the 3D data. I will show you a video of one of our use cases that we call digital war room. What is digital war room? In each plant, we have a cross-company team with engineering, manufacturing, purchasing, and costing, looking for price reduction opportunities. And these teams used to work on a physical part, and now they have a digital tool to find new cost reduction opportunities. Let's see this in video. So we are in this platform, we are in costing teams. The data perspective and dashboard are on the left. On the right, you have the 3D representation of the car. And the objective is to see gap between the target price fixed by costing teams and the real price negotiated by purchasing. So I can focus when the gap is more than 100%. I can have a view of the catalog of parts. And I focus my attention on this door hinge, which I want to optimize the price. I can see in the catalog all the other door hinge. See them in the context. And I will send a collaborative task with issue management to my colleague engineer, Christophe. Can you find an opportunity to reduce this part, the price of this door hinge? So now I am Christophe. I'm in the engineering department. With one part, I can see similar door hinge with 3D representation with 3D similarity. I can see that this part is 45 less expensive and seems very similar, and it seems that I can change and switch from part 1 to part 2. With 3D markup, I can check that the parts are really similar. It seems okay. So now I need to validate the part to validate that the part can support the weight of the door. So I need to send the collaborative task to my colleague in calculation CAE with, we will do a meshing, a calculation of effort, and validate the part. So now we are in Simulia. it seems to be okay. So I think we can switch the part and have a significant economy. So that was an example of each our 3 pillars. What we are doing in Renault is a huge transformation, and we need to explain it to the entire company, inside and outside. This is why we made a simple video to explain what is a digital twin or virtual twin, and I think we can share this video as conclusion.
This is not a car. What you're looking at is a digital twin. And what is that exactly? Let's find by going back in time. Here is a group of engineers and designers working on a new design. Back and forth, scale models, prototypes, testing, mishaps. It takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money too. All until digital twins hit the scene a few years ago, in which we are now investing to develop powerful tools and high-tech solutions. Ever since then, when designing a new model, we create its ever-evolving digital twin, a virtual model stored on the cloud that all authorized personnel can access. They can test, alter and interact with the model in the shared online space, the company's virtual replica. But the digital twin is much more. You have the virtual scale model, a 3D object with as much detail as the real thing. Thanks to high-powered algorithms, we can determine a car's handling, aerodynamics, and even test onboard safety equipment. No need to make a physical prototype for every stage. Its digital twin is a perfect substitute. A vehicle is a minefield of calculations. You have to check that everything works as planned. That brings us to part 2 of our twin. Engine settings, ADAS, everything can be done with the twin. Seated behind a driving simulator, test drivers put cars through their digital paces on virtual roads. Safe, affordable and fast. An ideal addition to road tests. Part 3. Manufacturing. The digital twin is also a true-to-life virtual factory. Organizing production, sequencing operations, monitoring each part, everything is tested and confirmed via the digital twin for optimal production output. Last of all, vehicle monitoring throughout its life and even after its initial purchase. From design through to updates and retrofitting, everyone works together over the cloud. The real-world vehicle and its digital twin constantly learn from each other and feed into each other's design. And as with the dawn of every new era, we will look back on today in a few years' time and wonder, just how did we do it before we had digital twins?
So that was all for my presentation.
All right. Thank you, Olivier, for sharing all that. I think it's always really interesting to see how our customers actually are able to unleash the power of our solutions. So now it's time for questions. I think, Ahmed, you already have a question.
Yeah, I
Yes,
have
Ahmed.
one. So we saw Renault Automotive just before. They are using the cloud. And we understood that from the introduction that Renault is 124 years old company.
Yes.
So it's a very, very old company, but very innovative. So can you tell us more about your journey to the cloud for a company that has actually 124 years old?
My journey to the cloud.
Yeah, the whole journey. Yeah.
The decision to go to the cloud. Why we took this decision? First, since 2013, we were stuck in 2013X version of the V6, which was not yet the 3D experience, with no clear plan to go further and to benefit to the last Dassault system functionalities. Okay. Second, we strongly believe at every level of the company that cloud is the future, and if we want to benefit to the investment made by the Dassault system, we need to go to the cloud. And the third reason, it's because we checked, and even if we decustomize, with decustomization, we can check that we can run our process, and we have no roadblock to run all our not 150 years old process, but some legacy process in the cloud, and we have the proof it works.
Thank you. Any other question in the audience? Yeah, we have one over there. Thank you.
So thank you for the presentation at first. It was very impressive. My biggest question would be, because I'm also from my former company with automotive experience, and my biggest question would be, how do you handle data exchange with your direct suppliers, especially on the cloud? Because that was quite a challenge for me in the past, and just would like to have an update on that. Thank you.
So it was quite challenge for you in the past. It's quite challenge also for us in the present. It's a key question because we need to have collaboration with suppliers. They're key. There's two kinds of suppliers. I talked very fast. We are designing cars in agile process, and the closer suppliers, they are in the techno center inside our agile teams. And with them, we give them access to the 3D experience, and we consider these suppliers as part of our engineering process, our designing process. With the other process, we count a lot. We know that there is a roadmap to deliver functionalities for exchanging data with our suppliers. We are completely aligned with that. The roadmap from Dassault Systèmes is a good one, and we are very impatient to see this roadmap coming in Renault, because it's key for the performance to be able to exchange with suppliers.
All right, thank you. Does that answer your question?
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy. Good. Any more questions? Just one last.
Matthew.
Good morning. Thanks for the presentation. So with these new tools, you have new ways of doing things, and,
yes.
and like you said, you were carrying on some of your legacy processes, not all of them. Can you give an example of perhaps a process that had to change or should change to take advantage of these new tools or take advantage of these new functionalities?
So it depends on which pillar we are talking about. Pillar number one, we were already advanced, so it's not a revolution, except that we have new collaboration with process manufacturing teams and integration between CIE teams, and we expect a lot of value with the power of integration between designing in CATIA and Novia and simulating in Simulia. So here we expect a value, but it's a major evolution, it's not a revolution. On second pillar, on system engineering, we have a lot to learn, maybe from you, from Tesla. We have a lot to learn from the airplane industry and defense industry. And here, it's really a new way of designing cars and system engineering. We don't think we are at the top level of the car maker. And on third pillar, what is really new is one of the theme of the day is the collaborating tools. We expect a lot of value. We talked about Jira together at the pause, but we are fully convinced that if we have this collaboration in the platform, we have a lot of value. And we have a lot of expectation also about NetVibes technology with data perspective that are able in the cloud to give the information requested from the single source of truth to everybody. Does that answer your questions?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Olivier.
Thank you.
So, yeah, one more. You're really popular, Olivier.
Okay. I have all my time.
Hello,
And you're on
Sadiq
time.
Ichi from Technia. One question. You're using the 3D experience on-premise since 2016 on the timeline.
Yes, before.
And you use now additional the 3D experience on cloud. What was the biggest motivation for Renault to use the cloud solution?
The biggest motivation, but I think I already answered this question just before. The biggest motivation is to benefit to the latest technology of Dassault system in the cloud, and to be sure that we have the future. When you are in 2013X and you know that it's impossible for, we try to measure what does it mean if we want to make a migration from 2013X to 2021X. We make this study 4 or 5 years ago, and say, okay, if we want to do this migration in one shot, we have to stop engineering during 3 weeks, or maybe it was more than 3 weeks. Renault, I don't remember if you can tell me. It was 2 months, guys. I think it was something like 2 months to stop the engineering just to make this migration. And this was not possible. So we know that if we can stick to the version of Dassault system, this is the only way to have a sustainable information system in terms of PLM. So the biggest motivation was benefits from the current and the future functionalities from Dassault system, and not to be obsolete like we were before.
Thank you, Olivier. I think we need to bring you more to customers' meeting to advocate for the cloud.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Olivier. So I hope you enjoy those sessions that were really, really inspiring, at least for me, by what we heard so far today. So please join us for lunch in the 3 Experience Playground, where we already had the break. And please kindly return here to the amphitheater by 1:15 sharp, please, so we can start on time. Thank you very much. Enjoy your lunch.